we shall solve some questions related to power in three-phase AC circuits. In this question, we see that while measuring power of a three-phase balanced load by 2-watt-meter method, the readings are 100 watt and 250 watt. From this, we have to find the power factor of the balanced load. We know that while measuring power using 2-watt meter method, then the readings of the 2-watt meters will be of this form: VLIL cosine 30 degree minus theta and W2 equal to VLIL cosine 30 degree plus theta. From this we can write W1 minus W2 divided by W1 plus W2 is equal to 2 sine 30 sine theta divided by 2 cosine 30 cosine theta, which is same as tan theta multiplied by tan 30 degree is 1 by root 3. Now the readings of the 2-watt meters are given as 100 and 250 watt, but we don't know which one corresponds to 100 watt, W1 or W2, and which one corresponds to 250 watt, whether W1 or W2. So we may write this as plus or minus 250 minus 100 is 150 divided by 250 plus 100 is 350. This is equal to tan theta by root 3. So we have tan theta equal to root 3, 15 by 35, that is 3 by 7, plus or minus, and we have to find the power factor. So we can write tan square theta plus 1 is equal to 3 into 9, 27 by 49 plus 1. This is equal to 76 by 49, and this is 6 square theta. So we have cosine square theta equal to 49 by 76, which means cosine theta or power factor is equal to root over this quantity is 7 divided by root 76, which is approximately 0.8. So that is the answer. Now let's move to another question. Here we have two questions which are very similar. In the first question, we see 2-watt meter method is used for measurement of power in a balanced three-phase load supplied by a balanced three-phase system. If one of the meters read half of the other and both positive, then how much is the power factor? In the second question, we see that the first wattmeter reads twice that of the second. That means one wattmeter reads half of the other, just like the previous question. Then we have to find the impedance angle of the load. So either W1 is equal to 2W2 or W2 is equal to 2W1. We don't know exactly which one is larger, whether W1 or W2. However, we know that 1 over root 3 tan theta is equal to W1 minus W2 divided by W1 plus W2, and this quantity is equal to 1 by 3 plus or minus, depending on whether W1 is twice of W2 or W2 is twice of W1. So tan theta will be equal to plus or minus 1 over root 3. That means theta is plus or minus tan inverse 1 by root 3 is 30 degree. That means plus or minus pi by 6 radian, and the power factor cos theta will be cos 30 degree, that is root 3 by 2. So these are the answers, and now we will move to the next question. A three-phase balanced load has a power factor of 0.707. So we have cos theta equals 0.707, which is approximately equal to 1 by root 2. That means theta is 45 degree, and the angle may be leading or lagging in nature, we don't know. Then the power consumed by the load is 5 kilowatt. So we have root 3 VLIL cosine theta equal to 5000 watt. From this we get VLIL equal to 5000 divided by cos theta, which is 1 by root 2, so multiplied by root 2 and divided by this root 3. Okay, then the power is measured using 2 wattmeters, and we have to find the readings of these 2 wattmeters. We know that one of the wattmeters will read VLIL cosine 30 degree plus theta, and the other one will read VLIL cosine 30 degree minus theta. These are the 2 readings of the 2 wattmeters. Now, if we put the value of VLIL and the value of theta, that is plus minus 45 degree, then we will get 5000 root 2 by root 3 cosine. So one of these two will have cosine plus or minus 75 degree, and the other one will be of the form 5000 root 2 by root 3 cosine plus or minus 15 degree. Watt, and these two values are 1057 watt and 3943 watt. So these are the readings of the 2 wattmeters. Let us now move to another question. A three-phase delta connected load is supplied from a 400 volt 50 Hz 3-phase balanced source. The pressure coil and the current coil of a wattmeter are connected as shown with the coil polarities suitably selected to ensure a positive deflection. We have to find the reading of this wattmeter. Notice that this impedance is purely resistive 100 ohm and the voltage from node A to node C is same as the line to line voltage of 400 volt. Therefore, the current going through this current coil is 400 volt divided by this 100 ohm. This is the current going through the current coil. Then the voltage across this pressure coil is same as the line to line voltage, which is 400 volt. Next, the angle between this voltage across the pressure coil and the current through the current coil is 120 degree. Because we have a balanced supply, therefore the voltage VAC and VCB, they are 120 degree apart and this impedance is purely resistive. Therefore, the current through the current coil and the voltage across the pressure coil, they are 120 degree apart. So, the reading of the wattmeter will be proportional to this current coil current multiplied by this pressure coil voltage multiplied by cosine 120 degree. This is equal to 4 ampere into 400 volt. Cosine 120 degree is minus half. So this is 800 watt minus. However, whether the reading of the meter will be positive or negative, that depends on the polarities of this current coil and pressure coil. And the question states that the polarities are so that the meter will give a positive deflection. So therefore, let us take the absolute value of this minus 800 watt, that is 800 watt, and this is the reading of the wattmeter. This is the answer. Now let's move to the next question. Here we have a balanced supply and a balanced load. We have 3 wattmeters, W1 current coil, pressure coil, W2 current coil, pressure coil, W3 current coil, pressure coil. In this circuit, we have a switch, and according to the question, initially this switch was connected to position N, and then these 3 wattmeters W1, W2 and W3 all had the same reading of 577.35 watt. Notice that line current IR is going through the current coil of W1, line current IY is going through the current coil of W2, and line current IB is going through the current coil of W3. Also, W1 is sensing the voltage between phase R and neutral. W2 is sensing the voltage between phase Y and neutral, and W3 is sensing the voltage between phase B and neutral. That means when the switch is in position N, these 3 wattmeters are connected like the 3 wattmeter method for measuring power. And therefore, the sum of W1, W2 and W3 will give the total power consumed by this load. Since all of them are reading 577.35, that means total load power is 3 times 577.35 watt, which is equal to approximately 1732 watt. Then we see that the load is balanced, inductive and drawing 3436 volt ampere. So that means power factor or cos theta is equal to 1732 watt divided by 3436 volt ampere, which is equal to 0.5. That means theta is equal to cos inverse 0.5 is 60 degree, and the load is inductive, so the load is lagging in nature. After this, the switch is moved to position Y, and then wattmeter W1 is sensing the voltage from R to Y, and W3 is sensing the voltage from B to Y. That means W1 and W3, these two wattmeters are connected like the 2 wattmeter method for power measurement. So W1 and W3 together will give the total power consumed by the load, which we know is equal to 1732 watt. W2 is sensing the voltage between Y and Y itself. That means W2 is sensing 0 volt. So reading of W2 will be 0. So we know that W2 will give 0 and W1 plus W3 is equal to 1732. Now the readings of W1 and W3, they will be of the form VL IL cosine 30 degree minus theta and VL IL cosine 30 degree plus theta. Which among W1 and W3 will have 30 minus theta and which will have 30 plus theta? That we have to find out. Now, if we put theta equal to 60 degree, then we see one among these two readings will become 0 because cosine 90 degree is 0. So one among these two wattmeters will give a reading of 0, and therefore the other one will read the total power 1732 watt, since the sum of these two readings should be equal to the total power. Now, which one will give 0 and which one will give the total power? To decide that, we have to consider the phasor diagram of this circuit. Suppose This is the voltage VRN. Here is VYN, and here is VBN. Next, the current IR, line current, will be here, lagging the voltage VRN by 60 degree. Similarly, the line current IY is here. This angle is also 60 degree. And here we will have the current IB, and this angle is also 60 degree. Then W1 is sensing the voltage between R and Y. So W1 is sensing this voltage between R and Y. And now you notice that this voltage and this current IR, which is flowing through the current coil of W1, this voltage and this current, they are at 90 degree with respect to each other. Therefore, reading of W1 will be 0. So, W1 will read 0, and therefore, of course, W3 will read the total power 1732 watt. So, these are the three readings of the 3 wattmeters, W1 and W2 reading 0 and W3 reading the total power 1732 watt. This is the answer. However, I would like to discuss few more things about this question. While solving this question, I have implicitly assumed the polarities of all these coils as follows: plus minus, plus minus, plus minus, plus minus, plus minus, plus minus. This assumption is a valid assumption because when this switch was in position N, then all these 3 wattmeters are connected symmetrically, identically, and we have a balanced supply, balanced load. So all these 3 wattmeters will give equal reading when this switch is connected to the neutral. Now, if I reverse the polarity of any of these coils, suppose this coil I reverse it, minus plus, then this is not a valid assumption, because now the reading of W1 will be negative of the previous reading, and W1, W2, W3, they cannot have the same reading anymore because they are not identically connected, while the load and this supply is completely balanced. So W1, W2, W3 cannot have same readings under this assumption about the polarities, which is in direct contradiction with the question, because according to the question, W1, W2 and W3 all had equal reading when the switch was in position N. So this assumption about the polarities is not a valid assumption. Yes, of course, we can also reverse the polarity of the pressure coil here so that 2 negatives become positive, and again W1 will give same reading as W2 and W3 when the switch is in position N. So this is also a valid set of assumptions about the polarities of these coils. And for this assumption also you will get the same answer which we got earlier. Now I leave it to you to check that for all set of valid assumptions about the polarities of these coils, you will get the same answer.